Hello, everyone. Welcome to From the Heart. I'm Joshua.
And I'm Mary.
We're excited to bring to you all that's new and good when it comes to the arts in Central Florida.
Today, we're talking with Robin Cowie, Creative Director of the Dr. Phillips Center for the Performing Arts. We're learning a few things about Robin, the person. Let's find out why he devotes his life to helping performing artists. Welcome, Robin.
Welcome. We're glad you're here. So tell us, what were you like as a child? You're an artist, but when did the love of arts, was it birthed?
I'm very fortunate to have been born into a theatrical family. Actually, my great-grandmother was my great-great-grandfather was a calliope player in London, and his daughter danced, and then my grandmother made theater costumes in the vaudeville, and my father was on stage all his life, and then I just kind of grew up in that. So theater has been a part of my life for forever, and then yeah, go ahead.
Calliope. Is that like an organ?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, exactly.
I'm glad you asked,
because I knew. Because I would have gone home going, I gotta look this up.
Exactly, it's a version of that.
Where did you grow up?
In South Africa is where I grew up, and my dad became a documentary filmmaker, and so I started making films with him really young, and that kind of led me into filmmaking. So.
Why do you like filmmaking? I mean, is it the storytelling aspect? Is it creativity? Is it all of those things?
Actually, at the center of everything that I do is stories. Stories of I was in Los Angeles for a while, and one of the things I did out there was storytelling, and I really enjoyed it. And there were a lot of venues for storytelling. When I came back, there wasn't anything here that quite did it the same way. So I started a storytelling club called the Orlando Story Club, and every month we all get together, and we have about 150 to 200 people, and we engage the community to tell stories. Anyone who has a story can come and tell a story. We select 10 stories. And we do it for charity. All the proceeds go towards charity. And storytelling really does form the heart of everything, whether it doesn't really matter the art. At the center, it's about human emotions. And I think telling stories and examining stories really helps us all connect with who we are as individuals, and then more importantly, maybe who we are as a community and who we are as a collective. So.
I think it's a beautiful thing that you do.
Mary's been to it, and she has talked very, very highly about it. And I love the fact that you said in an earlier segment that you love community, and that you're tying your storytelling into giving back to charities. And really, that is, that's a neat thing that you're doing with that. Well, what are some of the stories that you've told that are some of the best stories? Maybe both through filmmaking or even in the story club, or.
Oh my gosh, I'm very close with my father. My father actually won Story Club one time.
Wow.
And,
one of yours?
He won Orlando Story Club because it's a competition. They actually score the. And he actually told a story about my brother who died of cancer. But part of the story was that after my brother died, I had the same symptoms, and so went into the hospital with the same doctors and everything in the same room. I'm only like 8 months later, and they put me under, and they gave me a shot, and they said, "Okay, Rob, count down and tell us a story." And I said, "Once upon a time, there was an old man, and he tooted." And I was out. That's one of the first stories I ever told. So,
wow.
So my dad told that on stage, which completely embarrassed me. Now I'm very embarrassed.
But it helped him win the contest.
It did win the contest. But it's that type of thing where there's pain and joy in every day, and by sharing that and exploring those things together, we really figure out everything.
Tell us about one of your films that you've made. I know you've really created some amazing works through film. Tell us.
Well,
tell us about one.
I was very fortunate to be one of the producers on the Blair Witch Project.
How did that happen?
We all became friends at the University of Central Florida, and two of the guys had been talking about a film called The Woods Movie. And about a year after we had all graduated from film school, we came together and we were like, okay, we really got to make something happen. And they had this story. They literally showed me these pictures that were edited together of this footage that they had found. And when they didn't tell me that it wasn't real, they showed me this short clip. And by the end of it, I was like, oh, that's amazing. How can I help you, turn that footage into something? They're like, actually, well, you could help us make that footage. And that I at the time I had a creative agency, and I went to my partner and said, I think I'm gonna leave and go do this movie. And of course he thought I was crazy. But 2 years later, we sold the movie at Sundance. It was wonderful that it was as successful as it was, but we also got like a front seat as to what it really is like. And I'll tell you this, every cliche you've ever heard in Hollywood is absolutely true.
Yeah.
So,
Like what?
oh my gosh, I just remember getting off the plane for the first time in Hollywood, and we were driving towards our meeting with our agent, and there was a Rolls Royce with a guy with silver hair smoking a cigar,
of course,
with what I thought was a blonde lady sitting next to him. When I turned and looked closer, it was actually an Afghan dog. So, like I say, every cliche is
every
true.
cliche.
Wow.
So it sounds
So
like you've
cool.
had lots of great success in your career. Have you ever had an unsuccessful project, and how did you deal with that?
Good question.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've made 8 feature films, 2 television series, and probably tried to make about 250 projects. So I've had a lot more failure in my life than success. And that is part of the creative process. Any artist who you ever talk to, says that you destroy a lot more than you create. I mean, ultimately, that is the creative process. It's trying and failing and trying and failing and trying enough times that hopefully somebody will like what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many great schools here in Central Florida, like a Full Sail, where there are so many aspiring filmmakers and directors and producers who will probably watch this clip. What's some advice you have for them? Because they're going to fail a lot and hear no a lot. What's some advice?
I mean, I guess the cliche is never give up, but truly believe in your own voice, and truly, the trick is to be passionate and just so determined about what you want to do, but at the same time, truly listen to an audience, and that's really hard to do, because when you get on stage, one of the things I love about the performing arts is that the feedback's immediate. It's alive, and you can feel that audience. You can absolutely, and you don't have that necessarily on film. So a lot of what we tried to do is constantly show scripts. A lot of people, when they start out, they're like, "Oh, I don't want to show my script. I don't want to, but it's actually quite the opposite. You want to share that thing. You want to constantly test it and re-examine it and we do. The great thing about technology right now is that you can work with it like clay, and you should do that. You should constantly grow your filmmaking. It's something that I try and remember myself all the time, because sometimes it's in my head, but until you actually get it out, you don't really know how other people are seeing or experiencing it.
That's great advice. And and thank you for bringing all of your talents and experience to Central Florida, because I know it's going to make us a better place and a better arts community. And thank you for reminding us that everybody has a story to tell.
And a voice.
Absolutely.
Have courage to make your voice heard.
Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
It's a privilege to live in Orlando.
Absolutely.
Well, the good news is we're going to be back with Robin Cowie. We're going to hear what the future looks like for both Robin and the Dr. Phillips Center for Performing Arts. So join Joshua and I again soon on From the Heart.